Hey y'all, as y'all coming in, my hair has dried up a little bit dealing with them kids, so I'm just putting a little bit of water on it to go ahead and detangle it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jamila Evans, and on this channel sometimes we do our hair together and sometimes we do a life together. Today we're doing hair together. I have already double cleansed my hair with my Holy Grail products, my Holy Grail shampoo duo, and what currently is on my hair is the Doux Fresh Rinse. Hey, good morning, or whenever you're watching this. So the Fresh Rinse looks like this. This, of course, is a salon size bottle of it. I am a salon owner and curl focused cosmetologist, so that is one of the benefits of having a license, but I do use a buttload of that conditioner on a weekly basis in the salon and at home. And I love it for a few reasons. I love the slip it gives. I love the smell it has, and it is really thick and nourishing. So I just want to come on real quick during this wash day and check in with you all. Y'all know we just came back off of those, let's see, I think I made it to 19 days. A 19-day wash and go with the Doux Bananas. It was bananas. My hair still looked decent. It wasn't giving what it was giving on day 16 when I came in and checked in with you all on day 19, but I really didn't do much to preserve that hair for it to be 19 days. I am still flabbergasted. I put it to the test. At this point, it is going to be a salon staple. And so I just want to come in while I am washing my hair. This is probably the longest time I have ever gone with a wash and go. No, not probably. This is the longest I've ever gone using wash and goes as my style. And
Mommy, Daddy made to open the door.
okay, hold on.
Thanks.
Hey, Moni. Hey, hey, hey. Let me know if y'all can hear me, okay? So when I say I expected shedding, this is what I'm talking about. If I have not combed my hair for almost 20 days, all of that hair has collected in my fro. I was having a conversation yesterday with my client about the importance of detangling, and she was speaking to me about why she really dislikes detangling. And I was letting her know, honey, besides the hydration of wash day, detangling is probably the next most important. Okay, let me back up. Cleansing is the first important. Okay, the cleansing allows for hydration, which is also important, probably equally important. And then lastly is the ability to detangle the hair. Okay, if we are only as curly girls combing our hair during wash day, this is the time where we get to remove that shed hair from our curls. Okay, this is the only time it is unleashed. It is taken out, detangled. And so if we aren't doing that, say we don't detangle well one wash day and then we go in for another wash day and that shed hair from the last wash day is still there, then we may consider, oh, excuse me, give me a second, y'all. I had coffee this morning. I haven't been drinking caffeine. We may start seeing matting occur because that hair is just going to get wound upon itself and it's going to make a big mess. Okay, so please take the time to thoroughly detangle. I like to work in a 7-section detangling method. I am on section 2, so it's 3 sections across the front and 4 sections in the back. If you are still using those traditional standard 4 sections for your whole head and you have a lot of hair or you struggle with detangling, I would strongly consider attempting or trying out this 7-section detangling method that I'm speaking of, okay? Again, my hair was a lot more wet before my kids had me run around. But I'm still able to work through my hair pretty easily. Okay, I know a section is good and detangle when I can go through at the root. Hey, baby. Your appointment went well? Okay. I'm on live. Good morning. So I don't do super perfect parts. I literally just go through using my fingers and this roughly part out a section. I am using an unbrushed dupe, Felicia. Okay, because I have not detangled my hair in 20 days because we were able to go so long with our wash and go because of the bananas, another way to do less work with your brush is to finger detangle. So what that means is that I'm just going through at the root and walking knots out, okay? Sometimes this is more effective. Oftentimes this is more effective than just going in really quickly, like right here. Y'all see all that webbing? Now, when I go from week to week doing my hair, washing my hair like I usually do, I don't get this level of tangling because my hair didn't get the chance to jumble up. Okay, also as I'm doing this, I am going through and pulling out all of that hair. So I'm doing this and I'm pulling hair off the ends. I do not, which is why I came on Felicia to talk about the importance of detangling, because if you're getting matting at the root, that could be tangles from the last wash day that you maybe didn't get out. Okay. So detangling my first 2 sections, again, I'm expecting a good amount of shedding. This is how much has come out of 1-2 sections, okay? It's a considerable size ball. Okay, I am pleased when I can go through on all sides and detangle at the root. Again, for the person who asked about the matting at the root, you should not get matting at the root if you make sure that you're detangling all the way to the scalp. If you are getting matting at the root, you could also be experiencing breakage. And why would that make me think that you're experiencing breakage or could be experiencing breakage? Say all of your hair is not reaching to the end of your hair and you have breakage, you have hairs that have broken and are up here, okay? Those hairs will tangle up and jumble up in this area and cause extra, you know, an extra situation. But if the hair is all long down to the ends, that's less likely to happen. You won't have that hair that's shrinking up towards your scalp. All right, so we have our 3 sections in the front, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do 4 in the back. Again, remember, I don't do any special parting, so I'm literally just going through and dividing. Just like that. This is one side. And then again, I'm going to go ahead and walk out a lot of these knots with my hands. Okay, you can tell when you have done this enough and say you got like a knot like right here, it just comes out. You just literally go through, put your finger in the hair, and then wherever you put your finger in there, just simply walk those knots out. Okay, and again, all the way through, I am pulling hairs off that would have shed so that they don't continue to jumble with the other strands. Really quickly, I'll read these notes here. Let's see. My granddaughter has thick hair. One moment. My granddaughter has thick curly hair and she brushes from the middle to the ends. No, always start at the bottom, at the very, very bottom, and then work your way up. So you can't tell, but I'm going here, 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 all the way up until I get to the root. Okay. Thank you for the compliment. Do you have any advice? Because I just did cornrows and added protection frizz, and now my cornrows are frizzy. I would need a little bit more context. Frizz is actually a symptom sometimes of other things. If the hair is dry, if the hair has buildup, those are some causes of frizz. If the hair is thirsty, it is going to try to pull moisture from wherever it can, and that can cause it to swell. So, but as far as cornrows and frizz, maybe the hair wasn't blow dried smooth enough. Maybe there was no product added to the braids. There's a few reasons that it could be frizzy, but I would need more information. Let's see here, one moment. Jenny says, if I had hair like that, I would go natural. It's the most beautiful hair in the world. Okay, so everybody's hair can be natural, okay? This just so happens to be the way that my genetics are set up and how my hair grows out of my scalp. But your hair, I am sure, has its own unique curling ability and probably looks great as well. When I say probably, I mean absolutely looks great. The main thing is that we want healthy hair, and that is just achieved by following the 5 simple steps that I teach over here on this channel, okay? What is a good moisturizing deep conditioner that you like? I am a Doux ambassador. Prior to being a Doux ambassador, I still was using and recommending their products. I actually have the link in my bio if you are wanting to save 10% on some of my favorite products. The conditioner that we're using today, which is actually in the thumbnail, is going to be thank you, Hijab Nation. Give me one moment. We don't need no moderator. One moment. This is what we need right here. I like to let people come in, and because not everybody is a subscriber, if you're just watching my video for the first time, sometimes, you know, people still want to be able to say what they need to say, like if they want to ask a question. So I try to let it be open, but of course the trolls and things of that nature, I ignore a lot of those comments. It's been a long time that we've been doing lives here on YouTube, and yeah, they go crazy. So I appreciate that, Hijab Nation. This little feature should cut down on the trolling, but we shall see. I'm actually gonna have to get off of here shortly soon. All right, this section is a little dry since it's been so long. So I'm just gonna put a little water on it and 1 pump of conditioner. Oh, I was saying that the conditioner I'm using today is Fresh Rinse by the Doux. So y'all see that? I just want to go through and separate any of that webbing out. Webbing, see all that webbing? Take and divide it out. This matting or webbing does not happen as much when you do stretch styles, 2-strand twists, things of that nature. This is a byproduct of wash and goes because the hair is free and the hair has the ability to jumble up. The longer you go in between washes, the more jumbled it may get, and of course the more tangling that you will experience. It's really important to be gentle with your hair as you're detangling it. I may look like I'm being aggressive, but it's just because I'm moving quickly. I promise you all I'm being intentional with how I'm handling it and that I'm not ripping my hair. If I ever experience a lot of knotting, and knots are different than tangles, if I ever get 2 pieces of hair that decide to be friends and they tie together and form a knot, a lot of times the hair can slip and slide past itself and come out of that knot. But if you cannot do that, then my recommendation is to get some hair shears and to cut and individualize that knot, pull it away from the rest of the hair and cut those strands. One moment, y'all. Let me clean up the chat real quick. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. If a section is ever too large or I'm having a hard time getting to my roots, I will split that section up. Okay, so this is the full section, but I'm going to go through and work on just one side or one piece of that section for more control and more ease. All the way to the root. I'm close, but I'm not all the way there yet. Okay, so I've gotten this part of this section down to the root, okay? When I'm done with a section, we twist it up to get it out the way, okay? If I had kept that section all together, I would have been fighting. I would have still been detangling. I would have still been combing to get to the base. So it may be smaller sections, but it's a quicker time, I promise. All right. We have been on here detangling for 20 minutes. I am starting to move into a upper space of detangling time. Again, remember my hair is more heavily tangled because of how long I went for my last wash. On average, I don't want to be spending more than 20 minutes detangling my hair. So these next 5 minutes that I'm going to spend on these last two sections, again, I'll be really mindful of how long I go next time. Okay. Today, as far as stylers, what I'm going to use on my hair, I'm actually probably going to be doing 2 flat twists if I have the time before I need to leave the house. And in my flat twist, I'm going to be using bananas on the exterior to slick the hair into the flat twist. And within the flat twist, I'm going to use Bonita Bubble Balm. If you have never heard of bananas or Bonita Bubble Balm, give me 1 second to finish this section and I'll tell you all about it. Okay, remember we want to be able to detangle from this root through to the ends, okay? But starting from the ends and making our way up. And twist to get that out of the way. A little more water. I would not be doing this water portion if I had a detangled as soon as I put this on. But again, as a twin mom, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. It's nap time, y'all. It's nap time, and Leland been up since, Leland probably been up since like before 6 o'clock this morning. So I like to detangle the ends together. On a larger section, I'll work through the bottom as much as I can. I will also flip the hair over to get to areas that may not be on the top. Okay, once I start getting a little bit too much resistance, that's when I will split it. Okay. When I first started using the unbrushed dupe, the brush itself in your hand feels a bit flimsy, and the bristles inside of the hair can make you feel like you might be doing something wrong because they make a lot of noise. Now, there's a difference between, I can tell how it feels at my scalp and also how the tension feels in the brush if I am breaking my hair or if I'm, misusing the brush. So the brush definitely sometimes sounds worse than what's going on in real time. If you're ever getting too much friction, you just need to go further down the hair and work your way back up, or potentially use a smaller section. All right, y'all, that was 26 minutes and a quick break of detangling. I will show you the hair that collected in the brush, and then I also have hair in the sink, in the tub. So these are the 7 sections: 1, 2, 3 in the front and 4 in the back. Okay, this is the hair that I collected in my brush. Again, it has been almost 3 weeks since my last wash day. I just smacked myself in the face with the conditioner. Wow. What I will say is that it can be challenging to clean this unbrush. I use at the salon, once I get all the hair out, or to help get all the hair out, I'll use a color brush to do that. Okay, so this is how much, yeah, I got a lot of hair and it's been 3 weeks. So that's how much hair I got in my brush, and I probably got maybe half of that in the tub. Yeah. All right, y'all. You have a few options when it comes to rinsing this out. You can either rinse it out with the twist in if your hair is prone to tangling back up, or if you don't want to redo that work. And that simply means that you rinse really well and take and squeeze and let the water come in and out of the hair. Or you can take it out, which I'm going to do, and then, just be mindful to not really jumble the hair up again. As we are finishing up, I just want to thank y'all for coming in. I call y'all my triple A's, my ADHD accountability buddies, assistants, essentially. And oftentimes, child, the things that I come on here and do with you all on live, I don't feel like doing at all. And so when I come on here, it's almost like body doubling. So I appreciate you all for being here today, and I hope that you learned something. If you are struggling with your natural hair, this is the channel for you, okay? On this channel, we make curly hair simple, okay? 5 easy steps. Today, we detangle with the Doux Fresh Rinse in our hair, okay? What we'll be using to style our hair later is Bonito Bubble Balm, okay? This is a hybrid gel to foam product. It is one of a kind. It is phenomenal, okay? It's gonna make my hair soft. It's gonna give my hair a little bit of hold, and it's also gonna make my hair really shiny. And then to slick my hair into my flat twist, as a gel base, I'm going to be using this on the exterior. So I'll use the Bonita Bubble Balm on my mid lengths to my ends. And then I will use this like if I part it down the middle, I'll just be using this on the top to kind of lay it down. And in the front to pull that hair into a flat twist. If you want to purchase the Doux products, you can use my code Jamila_Doux10 or the link that's in the description. I have been using the Doux heavily in the salon and on myself for the past year and a half or so. Everyone's hair is popping, is hydrated, I mean, it's just good. So if you don't know where to go, I have an Amazon storefront down below that also shares all the products that I love and recommend in the salon and for at home use. There are tons of videos. I have a whole playlist called Curl Care Made Simple. It's over 50 videos that break down more concepts. Today we talked about detangling, but I talk about excessive shedding. I talk about protein moisture balance, how to hydrate your curls, how to properly shampoo your hair. All those things are in that playlist, and that's also in the description. This is a resource channel, okay? So if you need something, whether it be mental health related, motherhood related, I'm sure you'll find a video on it. If I went through it, child, I talked about it, okay? And so other than that, y'all, thank you all. I look forward to seeing you all again. Sub if any of the things that I mentioned sound good to you, or you want to keep up with me and my little family and my business. And I go live randomly, so that's also how you can get notified when I'm actually live, so you won't miss another one. And other than that, y'all, bye. Have a great day. Oh, before we get out of here, double tap the screen for me, y'all. Go ahead and tap the likes so that the algorithm can get this out and that more curly hair women who may be struggling with their hair at home can find this video. Okay, take care.